Tonight,
They say everyone has their price.
in the ultimate test of willpower,
The offers were going to be going up at about $5,000 increments. I might have some serious thinking to do.
a substantial offer is made,
Lots of 19-year-olds have debts. I mean, 10 grand's a lot of money.
but it comes at a heavy price.
If you do take the money and run, you are gone for good with no way back into the game.
Will anyone succumb to temptation?
No money in the world would make me go away from here.
How you going?
Morning. I wanted to find my contestants in the gym because besides training them, I wanted to make it very clear what would be required for them to stay here for as long as possible. Think about how many times in the past you've cut corners, taken the easy way out. The contestants need to know that the only way they're going to get through, right through to the end, is to be 100% focused. All right, Dave, come on out. I wanted to take the contestants back to who they were, the lies they used to tell, the deceit, the hiding, the guilt, the denial. So you were lying to yourself pretty much about everything. Who else were you lying to?
Lying to my wife, been lying to all my friends, lying to everyone, Michelle, myself.
For me, I felt like I was pretty much lying about everything. I was lying about my weight. I was lying about what I was eating. You know, I was really sort of cheating myself out of life and cheating my kids out of a dad.
How does that make you feel now knowing what you know? That you were lying to yourself, lying to your family, lying to your friends?
I just feel embarrassed, Michelle. I'm just devastated.
Keep going, keep going.
I feel like I'm at least making amends for it now.
Nine, come on, let it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Go, Dave. 3, 2, 1. No more lies, you know? I think today's training session really struck a chord with all of my training group, but in particular, Dave. I found him outside, on the ground, and broken.
I just couldn't stop today because I just hated that person.
When I finished that training session, I was just physically exhausted. My injuries were just, killing me. I was in agony. I was mentally just broken down. I was dealing with a lot of issues with, finally sort of realising where I'd come from.
I guess I'm proud of where I am, but I'm more ashamed of where I've come from.
That's about 20, maybe 30 years of denial that we've just broken through. It's good. Good, mate. It's good.
When Michelle said to me that I'd just broken through, 20 years of denial, I really felt like I had. I really thought this was the moment for me at Camp Biggest Loser. It really felt like the moment that is going to change my life forever.
Coming up on The Biggest Loser.
The title of The Biggest Loser and up to $400,000 in prize money could be won by any one of you.
Will one contestant take the money and run?
I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Do you want one?
Yeah, right. Chris wasn't still in. Yeah, Chris would have pelted me shoes as well.
We had all been sitting at the dining table and I was going to go in and make a coffee. And as I went into the kitchen, there was an envelope on the bench and it said to contestants. And you know there's always something big in those envelopes. So I picked it up and I ran into the lounge room and called everyone over. Envelope, guys, come over here, quick.
Oh, not again.
I know. Come on. Already? I kind of figured it was way more important than the coffee.
I think a note can be a bad sign, and it usually means there's some sort of a twist or a special announcement ahead of us.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, not really. As ready as we're going to be.
Okay. Contestants. Oh, shoot. Head to the weigh-in room. Important decisions need to be made.
I hate letters. Every time we find a letter, it doesn't mean good news. Last time we found a letter, we got split into singles. We're always nervous when we find letters, and this wasn't going to be any different.
Weigh-in room. Let's go.
The feeling amongst the groups were really mixed. Everyone seemed a bit nervous and worried and a bit apprehensive, and we didn't really know what was going to be there waiting for us.
Walking into the weigh-in room, Hayley was there waiting for us, and we just didn't know what was ahead, but I knew it'd be something big.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Hayley.
Contestants, at the start of the week, we introduced the leaderboard. David, you're sitting in the #1 spot. While Jana, you're at the other end of the table in last place. But this is still anyone's game. So the title of the biggest loser and up to $400,000 in prize money could be won by any one of you. The opportunity that you have here is something money simply cannot buy. Or is it?
It half started thinking someone could be going home for a bit of cash.
Contestants, they say everyone has their price. Well, I may have an offer too good for even the strongest of you to refuse. Jana, you're currently sitting in 11th place on the leaderboard, which means you're coming last in this competition. So, I'm going to make you an offer. Jana, here's $1,000 to leave Camp Biggest Loser forever.
If she took $1,000, she'd have rocks in her head, and I don't think anyone would leave for $1,000.
Now, Jana, before you give me your answer, you should know that if you take this money, it will be deducted from the prize money set aside for the winner of the Biggest Loser. And Jana, there's one more thing you need to know. If you do take the money and run, you will be walking away from the competition completely. That means you won't return to compete in the Biggest Loser marathon. You are gone for good with no way back into the game.
A lot of people here want to prove themselves in that 42 Ks and do see that as their only opportunity to get back in. I definitely thought that would change a few people's minds.
So, Jana, what's it to be?
Well, it turns out that I have no pockets, Hayley, so I'm going to give it a miss. Thanks.
I wasn't too surprised. $1,000 is not worth it. She's nowhere near her goal weight, and she's probably got a lot more to do in this competition yet.
Shannon, I'm going to take this $1,000 that Jana turned down and throw in another $4,000. Shannon, I'm offering you $5,000 to leave this competition for good.
Before Hayley even offered me money, I was already saying to myself no. I just didn't want to be rude and say no straight away.
Well, I've been here for nearly 6 weeks, and that's not even $1,000 a week, so I have to say no, Hayley.
They could have offered him $1 million and he wouldn't have left because he needs to be here. His life depends on being here, and his life is worth more than $1 million.
Phoebe, you're sitting in 9th spot. So I'm going to take the $5,000 that Shannon refused and increase it by another $5,000.
$10 grand will make a big difference. You know, lots of 19-year-olds have debts. I mean, 10 grand's a lot of money.
Phoebe, I'd like to offer you a total of $10,000 to leave Camp Biggest Loser. You could give someone your age quite a kickstart in life.
Potentially.
Well, Phoebe, I guess the question is, will you have $10,000 to kickstart your life, or will you have your health?
I'm gonna kickstart my life with health, Hayley.
Good on you, Phoebe. Is that your final answer?
It is today. I want to lose more weight, and I can't buy that. And what I can keep is a place here.
It looked like the offers were going to be going up at about $5,000 increments, and looking at what was left, that meant that potentially I was going to be offered $50,000 at the end, and I started to think I might have some serious thinking to do.
Chris, you're currently sitting in 8th spot. Your best friend Shannon could not be tempted. I'm going to offer you another $5,000 to take the total to $15,000 to walk away from this competition for good.
In terms of Chris's financial situation, he had a fairly well-paying job at one point in time that he lost, that he lived in a tent with his girlfriend for a period of time, and that he's never really got back on his feet. So money's going to be really tempting for him.
I don't want to be in this position. I don't want to have to make the choice. Because that money would be so helpful.
Chris, obviously this is an extremely difficult decision for you to make.
He was shaking. I could see the cogs turning in his brain, and I knew that he would really have a tough decision ahead of him.
Could this money do a lot for you?
Huge amount. I can't just be ignorant and sit there and go, no money in the world would make me go away from here, because here there's only a certain amount of time left. I've got the rest of my life after this that I've got to think about. The Biggest Loser to me is about rebuilding your life. And $15,000 goes a long way. Sorry guys, I'm going to take the 15 and I'm going to go home and see how strong I can be out there.
I actually turned my back to him, and that wasn't because I was angry at him, it was just because I didn't think he was going to, and I didn't think 15 was enough. But, you know, I quickly turned around and I looked at him and nodded and, you know, said, you know, it's his decision.
If it means a lot to you, then that's it, and we're not going to hold it against you, but geez, maybe think about it one more time, because this really is the beginning. You know, the beginning of you and what you wanted to get to.
Make sure that this is a decision you're 100% committed to. Once you leave, you cannot come back.
I was crushed before I come here. My life was nowhere, and a lot of that was due to the fact that my money situation wasn't good. And $15,000 definitely changes that majorly. And I think that'll be the turning point I need to get out of here. I think that'll help me more than leaving here a couple of weeks down the track with nothing.
He's lost a lot of weight and he's probably getting closer to his goal weight than most of us, so certainly respect his decision and I understand his logic.
Well, Chris, you've made your decision. You've decided to leave Camp Biggest Loser in exchange for $15,000. This means that you'll be leaving Camp Biggest Loser immediately with no hope of returning. Come and collect your money and say goodbye to your fellow contestants. Best of luck.
Since I've been here, I've changed a heck of a lot. I've done a 180 mentally. I've lost almost, I'd definitely say now, over 28.9 kilos. I feel stronger, I feel lighter, and I've proven I'm faster.
Get everything sorted, all right? My love, Devlin. Do what you have to do. If I get out and you haven't lost weight, I'll kick the crap out of you.
You better lose that by the time I get out. Leaving Shad in that room all on his own as I walked out, I almost felt like I've abandoned him. I've left a soldier in battle. But it's now singles. So I could have been voted out this week, which would have done the same thing. This time, I'm leaving on my own merit. I'm leaving because I want to, not because someone's sending me out.
Well, contestants, with Chris's early departure, there are now only 10 of you left. I hope this experience has prompted you to take stock of the rare opportunity that you have here. It's now make or break time. You either step up or step out of this competition. And with your first singles weigh-in looming, you're about to find out how unforgiving those scales and this game can be. So best of luck, train hard, and I'll see you all soon.
Thanks, Hayley.
It was a very odd feeling walking back to the Camp Biggest Loser house without my best mate next to me. And, you know, I really do just hope that he is able to achieve everything he needs to achieve without Camp Biggest Loser.
Next on The Biggest Loser.
Where's Chris?
Aftershocks after Chris's departure.
Arriving at Camp Biggest Loser today, Michelle and I hadn't seen the contestants, and it's always a worry when we enter the lounge room together. Something big has usually happened.
Hey guys. Hello. Hey guys. Hey. It's been an absolutely massive day. My best mate is now out of this competition and $15,000 richer.
Where's Chris?
The mind boggles when you realise that one of your contestants is gone. Had he been eliminated? Had he lost a temptation? What had happened?
It was almost like a temptation, sort of, and it was how much did we value our position here and that you couldn't put money on this opportunity, or could you?
And the fact that Chris is not here
So
tells you that he walked with 15 grand.
Yeah.
Chris chose to take the $15,000. That may be the absolute perfect decision for him, or it might be his absolute downfall. Only he will know that.
I think he made the right decision for him. He got offered 15 and that was enough for him to say, that's going to help me a lot when I get home. He's changed a lot in the time that he's been here, and I hope that he continues that on the outside. I have no doubt that $15,000 is going to help Chris immensely in the outside, And hopefully when I see him next, he's lost more weight and he's more of the Chris that I used to know.
When he did take the money, I was actually really disappointed because we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here and I wouldn't throw that away for any amount of money that was offered to me.
What you said for me, Dane, is crystal clear. I hear it. Just think for a minute, have you lived in a tent? What a difference would that make to your life immediately? When you're living in a tent, $15,000 is worth a hell of a lot more than it is if you're settled down with a family.
Well, this is the thing about Camp Biggest Loser. You kind of have to acknowledge, respect, and then move on. Then there were 10.